Mr. Ballantyne is recognized to speak on the bill. Mr. Ballantyne, on the amendment, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, I just hadn't planned on speaking today, but as a member of the Budget Committee, as an individual who has served here for a couple of years, and as an individual who has had similar thoughts to maybe some that you've heard, not all, I just wanted to get up to explain mainly to the freshmen, maybe to the people that are watching, or frankly, to some of y'all who, like me, might have been around a while but didn't know all the ins and outs of the budget process. You'll have to forgive me, I'm not running for higher office. I'm not up here filming a commercial. I'm not going to be into theatrics. Y'all know we do politics and we do policy, and I'm here today, I'm going to talk about policy a little bit. I disagree with one of our colleagues that spoke earlier, and I would disagree on this. I absolutely think we are moving in the right process, the right direction in the budget process that we've done. I've been here a while. As you heard Representative King mention, it used to be backroom deals, that stuff that all your constituents and a lot of the people that are anti-government, conspiracy, whatever you want to think that a bunch of people are sitting around smoking cigars, drinking bourbon in the back room, wheeling and dealing. That ain't how it is done. That might have had some of that back in the days, back with Operation Lost Trust and all that stuff. But many of y'all that I'm looking at, y'all have been here for some of the battles, and I'm going to tell them myself because I catch hell every time when we do the budget. We vote on every freaking section of the budget now. That's transparent as you can get. Y'all, the budget's like soup, okay? You either got to eat it or you don't eat it. I don't like peas, I don't like carrots, but our number one job as an elected official is to not only represent our constituents, as you heard Mr. King say, but it's also to pass a budget. That's why they always have problems in Washington when they get on their high horse how they are to try to prove some points. We have to pass a budget. The alternative is not good. And so for those of y'all that haven't been here, I'm going to take you real briefly because I want us to vote. I think it's going to be an overwhelming vote. I would love it to be unanimous. There have been times, I believe, we've had unanimous votes because, again, that's what we're sitting here to do, is to pass a state budget, to invest not only in our state agencies but back home. Many of y'all were here when we passed Act 388, where we tied local governments. They don't have the access. Now, granted, as conservatives or however you want to view your role here, we don't want people spending a lot of money. I get that. So that's fine if we want to go ahead and hamstring local government. It's real easy for us to do that. We don't like when Washington does it to us. But without the ability to do what they need to do, they come to us. And so along the way, after Act 388, we've had some things happen. Y'all remember that have been here. We would get the budget at a caucus lunch. Here you go, and we'd go to the floor and vote on it. Well, there was a group of us that got together, worked with others, not theatrics or anything, but actually wanted to work, not prove points, and we got enough votes where the budget now sits on our desk for, I believe, 3 days. That's a good thing, and I'll be willing to be one that doesn't look through the entire thick budget during that 3 days, but whatever, we wanted transparency, we got it. Many of y'all remember we used to not record subcommittee meetings or committee meetings. We do that now. Hopefully many of your committees are doing on-the-record voting, so your constituents can know exactly how you're doing things. We now have an earmark list. Y'all, that was part of that battle over transparency. So you can see who's asking for what right here. And I can tell y'all there's a ton of requests. Serving on the Budget Committee, I saw them. There are a ton of requests out there that didn't get funded. I disagree also. Hey, I've been around a while. I'm on the Budget Committee. Look at what is investing back in the communities I represent versus some others. There's some freshmen here that have done an outstanding job that have some serious needs. And they've requested it, and they got that in the budget. Y'all, I can remember, and I'll end with this. We are chosen up here to make this, we're elected to make decisions, which what we feel is best in our area. I see Representative Rutherford here. He'll remember this. He called me out on this one year during a budget veto. There was some money in the budget. I didn't put it in there. It was for a park in one of my towns that I represent. I told those guys, you got 3 parks. How many more parks do you need? Pay for it yourself. Well, they went to a senator. The senator put it in there. Lo and behold, it got vetoed. And I remember it came up for the vote, and Rutherford looked right over at you. Looked right over at me. He said, Ballantyne, what's it going to be? We're all waiting on you. Is it up or down? I don't think my constituents wanted that or needed that. I voted it down. Y'all voted it down as well. Those are decisions we have to make. I may not agree with everything on here, but an elected official from somewhere in this state feels it's best to invest state dollars into what they have on there. And if that's what they want to vote for, I can support them because I want to support a state budget for not only our state employees, but for the agencies that we all depend on. Mr. Speaker, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ballantyne.